Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. Hey guys, a few days ago on the same channel, I had recorded it, but I haven't uploaded it. Maybe I will eventually, but I took a 100-question geography quiz, and it was fun. So I'm going to do one on history now. Let's go. See what I've learned.
Hello and welcome to this History You Should Know quiz. It's going to be a fun one. I'm going to test you on some historical events. I'll also be including some interesting facts as we go to make it more of a learning experience.
Yep.
As it's on events that you should probably already know about, the quiz is going to be fairly easy. So if you're looking for something more challenging or more diverse, then just check out some of my other history videos. This video...
Should we try and go a little bit tougher? General knowledge, mega, where's another history quiz? Must know. Maybe these are more difficult. Let's do this, guys. Since it's, okay, let's go. Let's do this one.
And welcome to this history quiz. This one's a compilation of 100 of my favourite questions that I've used over the years. If you're a regular viewer, you might recognise a few of these, but will you remember the answers? So let's find out how good your world history is. Here we go.
Let's go.
Who led the Spartans at the Battle of Thermopylae? Was it Alexander I, Philip II, or Leonidas I?
Leonidas I, I believe. I am pretty positive.
And the answer is Leonidas I. Which famous battle took place near present-day San Antonio, Texas?
The Alamo.
Was that the Alamo, the Battle of Gettysburg, or the Battle of Bunker Hill?
Alamo. Final answer.
And the answer, the Alamo. The Hellenistic period began...
I think I'll wait until the end just in case you guys want to guess too. Even if I know the answer at the beginning, I'll try and wait.
And following the death of which leader? Leonidas I, Alexander the Great, or Julius Caesar?
Alexander the Great? Oh, I kind of...
It was following the death of Alexander the Great.
Okay.
Where was the Ptolemaic kingdom based? Was it in ancient China, ancient Egypt, or ancient Rome?
I believe I know. Well, no. Egypt.
And the answer? Ancient Egypt. In 1969, Colonel Gaddafi became leader of which African nation?
I definitely know this
Egypt,
one.
Tunisia, or Libya?
Any guesses? Libya.
And he was the leader of Libya. Where was the tomb of Tutankhamun discovered in 1922? In the Valley of the Kings, the Giza Necropolis, or Abu Simbel?
I'm fairly certain it was the Valley of the Kings, but I'm
was
not
discovered
positive.
in the Valley of the Kings. Who sold Louisiana to the United States in 1803? Was that Napoleon Bonaparte, Charles IV of Spain, or King George III?
Definitely know this one. Bonaparte.
And it was Napoleon Bonaparte. In which decade was apartheid abolished in South Africa? Was it in the 1970s,
pretty
80s,
sure.
or 90s?
The 90s is my final answer.
And it was in the 1990s. How old was Tutankhamun when he became king? Was he 9, 15, or 22?
Didn't he die at like
There's a bonus
16?
point if you know how old he was when he died.
9.
So when he became king, he was 9.
16? Bonus point?
Who conquered and colonized the Mayans? Was it the French, Spanish, or British?
I'm certain. The Spanish.
And it was the Spanish.
I wonder, like the geography questions, if they're going to get harder as it goes on, but maybe not.
Florence Nightingale gained fame for her work during which war?
I'm
the American
pretty
Civil War,
certain.
the Crimean War, or World War I?
Okay, I'm pretty certain it was the Crimean War.
The correct choice here, the Crimean War. Joan of Arc played a crucial role in the 100 Years' War between which two countries? France and Spain, England and Scotland, or France and England?
C, finally. France and England.
And the answer is France and England. Where was the ancient city of Carthage? Northern Africa, Southern Europe,
Definitely
or the
know
Middle
this
East?
one. Northern
And it's
Africa.
in modern-day
Final answer.
Tunisia in Northern Africa. Which US president signed the Civil Rights Act of 1964 into law? Was that John F. Kennedy, Lyndon B. Johnson, or Richard Nixon?
D. Final answer.
And it was Lyndon B. Johnson. Which best describes the Code of Hammurabi? Was it Babylonian laws, a Roman cipher, or Egyptian mathematics?
Pretty certain. A. Final answer.
And the answer, Babylonian laws. Pudding Lane in London is famously associated with which historic event? The Great Plague, the Great Fire of London, or the Blitz?
I'm going to go the Blitz. It could be the
And
Fire
it's
of
said to be
London.
the
Blitz?
starting place of the Great Fire
Dang
of
it.
London. During World War I, Germany tried to
I
get
didn't know if maybe it was like specifically damaged more.
which nation to declare war on the US? Brazil, Canada, or Mexico?
Zimmerman telegram. C. Mexico. Final answer.
The correct one, Mexico. A massive earthquake in 1906 destroyed much of which city? Athens, Tokyo, or San Francisco?
I believe it is San Francisco. Final answer.
And the correct answer is San Francisco. Which
How are you guys
ancient
doing?
civilization developed the system of writing known as cuneiform? Was it the Persians, Egyptians, or Sumerians?
I know this one. Sumerians. Final answer.
And it was the Sumerians. Who led the first group to reach the South Pole in 1911? Roald Amundsen,
I am
Robert
1,000,000%
Falcon Scott, or
sure
Frederick
on this
Cook?
one. Roald Amundsen with a shout out to
And it
Scott.
was Roald Amundsen. Who led the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia?
by the way, I believe the Scott group did reach the North Pole too. They were kind of racing the Norwegians there. Norwegians were kind of quick to they were originally going to do an Arctic expedition, but something went up and they changed. But they got to the North Pole only to find like a former camp from the Norwegians that obviously reached there first.
Roald Amundsen. Who led the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia in 1917?
This is
Was it
obvious.
Nicholas II, Stalin, or Lenin?
Definitely not Nicholas II. Lenin. Final answer.
And it was Lenin. Who sent the first ever transatlantic radio signal in 1901? Was that Tesla, Bell, or Marconi?
This is really just a guess. I'm gonna say Bell, but it's a guess. Bell, sure.
And it was Marconi.
Damn it.
Where was Captain James Cook killed in 1779? In Hawaii,
I know.
Australia, or Tahiti?
Hawaii. I'm almost positive. I'm like 80% sure. Hawaii.
And he
Final
was
answer.
killed in Hawaii. Where was the Khmer Empire located? Central America, Southeast Asia, or North Africa?
Southeast Asia. It's got to be Southeast Asia.
The answer, Southeast Asia. Which country did Austria declare war on to begin World War I? Was it Russia, France, or Serbia?
Of course, Serbia.
They declared war on Serbia. Which country was ruled by a Shah until a revolution in 1979? Is that Iran,
Shah
Saudi
input by the
Arabia, or
United
Pakistan?
States. We really screwed over Iran a lot. Iran.
And the answer?
A lot
Iran.
of countries. How
Which
many
of
have I
these
gotten wrong?
civilizations was situated along the Nile River? Nubians, Mesopotamians, or Assyrians?
It's got to be the Nubians. Nubians. Final answer.
And the answer, Nubians. Who conquered Berlin in 1945? Was it the US Army, British Army, or Soviet Army?
The Soviets reached there first. That famous photo.
And
Soviets.
the answer, the Soviet Army. Which pioneer in aviation disappeared over the Pacific in 1937? Was it Amelia Earhart, Charles Lindbergh, or Wilbur Wright?
Millie Earhart. Final answer. I
The
feel like
answer is
I'm on.
Amelia Earhart.
Who Wants to Be a
Which was the
Millionaire?
first Caribbean nation to gain freedom from European colonial rule? Barbados, Jamaica, or Haiti?
It has to be Haiti. It's Haiti. Final answer. It has to be.
And the first was Haiti. Who created the periodic table of elements still in use today? Was that John Dalton, Dmitri Mendeleev, or J.J. Thomson?
I'm gonna go Mendeleev, but for some reason Thompson. Watch it be Dalton. I'll go Mendeleev for final
And
answer.
it was Dmitri Mendeleev.
Thank you.
What name was given to the celebration in honor of a victorious Roman military leader? A tribute, tribunal, or triumph?
A tribute? Tribunal sounds like a condemnate tribute.
The correct one there, triumph.
Dang it.
Where was there a civil war in the early 1990s between the Hutu and Tutsi groups? Was that in Rwanda, Afghanistan, or Algeria?
Rwanda.
That was in Rwanda.
What makes the Rwandan genocide like so much more terrifying to me than most other genocides? And yet, saying the most terrifying genocide is, of course, they were all terrifying. But is that the Rwandan genocide, I believe, was more just like hacking in the street rather than like systematic. We're talking about splitting hairs here, talking about genocides, but that would have been horrific.
Who jumped out of the bath and ran naked through the streets, yelling Eureka? Was that Archimedes, Socrates, or Plato?
Archimedes?
And that was Archimedes.
Nice.
What type of aircraft is this? Is that a Spitfire, Mustang, or Lightning?
Oh no. I don't think it,
There's an extra
Spitfire.
bonus point if you know its full name.
What is his full? I'm guessing Spitfire, so I'm not cheating by pausing. But for the extra point, the something Spitfire?
That there is a Spitfire.
Yeah. By the way, the reason I guessed Archimedes here is because I think of him as more of a like inventor, and these two as more of philosophers. I might be wrong. And so saying Eureka, I feel like would be more of like an inventor thing to say than a philosophy thing to say. Like a philosophy conclusion.
And that was, is that a What was the official religion of the Ottoman Empire? Was it Christianity, Judaism, or Islam?
Islam. Final answer. I believe the crescent moon that is associated with Islam today actually started in the Ottoman Empire. Could be wrong.
The answer is Islam. When was the Colosseum completed? 220 BC, 80 AD, or 430 AD?
It has to be 80 AD. It has to be 80 AD.
And the correct answer, 80 AD.
Because Commodus, because when I think of the Colosseum, I think of the movie Gladiator, and I know that was around the reign of Marcus Aurelius. That was the late 2nd century AD, and so just by process of elimination there.
In which century did the Industrial Revolution begin? In the 19th?
Okay, you could say two of the. I'm gonna say the 18th century, so the 1700s.
17th or 18th?
18th century. If he says 19th, I'm gonna get mad.
And the answer, the 18th century.
Thank you.
How did Mahatma Gandhi die? Was it by assassination, heart attack, or execution?
It had to have been heart attack. Heart attack. Final
and the
answer.
answer, assassination.
Really?
Tenochtitlan was the ancient capital of which empire?
The Persians.
The Aztecs, Egyptians, or Persians?
He should have made it more difficult in saying the Aztecs, the Mayans, or the Incas. I would have had to think about it more, but definitely the Aztecs. Like if the Mayans was one of the answers too, I would have to think.
The answer is the Aztecs. Eva Peron was the first lady of what country? Brazil, Argentina, or Chile?
I want to say Chile. Chile?
And the answer,
This doesn't feel
Argentina.
good. Dang it. My second guess was going to be Brazil there, so
Which of these canals was built first? The Suez or the Panama?
it had to have been the Suez Canal. It had to have been Suez.
And the first completed was the Suez. The Boxer Rebellion took place in which country? Japan, China, or India?
This makes me think of one of my favorite comfort movies of all time, Shanghai Nights. One of the most brutal are the Boxers. China. I love that movie, Shanghai Nights. I've loved it.
China. In which year did the First World War end? 1916, 17, or 18?
18. Final answer.
And the answer, 1918. In which year was British India partitioned into India and Pakistan? 1947, 57, or 67?
I think it's A or B. I'm going to go B, 1957.
That was in 1947.
Dang it.
In which modern-day country was Babylon? Oman, Iraq, or Turkey?
Definitely not. Iraq. Definitely. Iraq. Final answer.
And it was in Iraq. What year did the Great Depression begin? 1929, 35, or 39?
1929. Final answer.
And it began in 1929.
I've definitely missed a few.
The archaeological site of Troy is located in which modern-day country? Greece, Turkey, or Italy?
Turkey. You might think Greece, but I'm almost positive it's Turkey.
And it's in Turkey. Which ancient empire was founded by Cyrus the Great?
Persian.
The Roman, Persian, or Ottoman
Sorry,
Empire?
I should have given you guys a bit more to... Persian Empire, definitely.
And he founded the Persian Empire. How many wives did Henry VIII have executed? 2 or 6?
I'm going to say 6, because this definitely was more than 2. So 6? Seems a lot.
The answer is 2.
What?
Cleopatra had relationships with 2 Roman leaders. Who were they? Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, Augustus and Tiberius, or Nero and Caligula?
Caesar and Anthony.
The correct choice is Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. The Battle of Midway was a significant naval battle during which war? World War II, World War I, or the Vietnam War?
World War II.
And that was in World War II.
I'm having fun. I'm sorry if this is a bit
Who was
boring.
the ancient Greek philosopher known for being the teacher of Plato? Was it Aristotle, Socrates, or
Oh
Pythagoras?
no, I'm 90% Aristotle. Aristotle.
And it was
Don't be
Socrates.
No.
The first successful
Aristotle, I think, was Alexander the Great.
test of an atomic bomb, known as the Trinity test, took place in which year? 1940, 42, or 45?
It had to have been 1942. Was it 45? 1942?
1945.
Dang it. Of course.
The 30 Years' War was primarily a conflict
Dang it.
between which 2 religious groups?
Catholics and Protestants. I'm so stupid. Why did I say
Catholics and Protestants, Christians and Muslims, or Buddhists and Christians?
A, final answer.
And the answer is Catholics
That
and
was
Protestants.
so dumb that I guessed that.
Which of these was not a member of the Warsaw Pact? Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, or East Germany?
Yugoslavia?
The answer, Yugoslavia. In 1944, Klaus von Stauffenberg led a plot to assassinate who? Stalin, Churchill, or Hitler?
I'm going to guess Hitler.
The correct answer is Hitler. When did the Mexican Revolution start? In 1945, 1930, or 1910?
1910 is going to be my best guess.
And it
1910.
started in 1910. Name the campaign launched by the Chinese government in the late 1950s to rapidly transform China. Was it the 100-Year Plan, the Long March Revolution, or the Great Leap Forward?
C, final answer. Great
And
leap
it was
forward.
the Great Leap Forward. Which British general surrendered to George Washington at Yorktown? Was it Cornwallis, Gage, or Clinton?
I'm almost positive Cornwallis.
And it was
Don't be
Cornwallis.
Clinton. Nice.
What are the Olmecs best known for creating? The numeral 0, written language, or huge stone heads? And they're known for
Numeral
creating
0?
huge stone heads.
Because I was thinking that was the Easter Island people.
Which of
Dang
these
it.
countries did not fight in the Crimean War? Russia,
Germany.
France, or Germany?
Sorry, Germany. Definitely Germany, because France definitely fought in it.
And the answer is Germany. What country was Idi Amin military dictator of? Botswana, Uganda, or Somalia?
I'm almost positive I know it's B, Uganda. Final answer.
And the answer, Uganda. What was the first civilization of China? Was it the Tang, Wei, or Shang dynasty?
I feel like it's either Wei or Shang. It just makes sense. Shang Dynasty.
And the
Don't-
correct answer is the Shang dynasty.
Nice.
Who wrote the 95 Theses against the Catholic Church? Was that Martin Luther, Leonardo da Vinci, or Pope Pius III?
Martin Luther. Final answer.
And it was Martin Luther. Who preceded Fidel Castro as the leader of Cuba? Was it Noriega, Pinochet, or Batista?
I'm definitely not Pinochet. I'm going to go Batista. Final answer.
And it was Batista.
Nice.
How did Marie Antoinette die?
Oh, everyone knows this one.
Guillotined, poisoned apple, or horse riding accident?
Guillotine.
And the answer, she was guillotined. What type of government
By the way, sorry, just so I won't cheating.
ruled Italy during World War II?
Fascist. I gotta say, even if I had to die by some capital punishment, even today, I would probably pick the guillotine over like electric chair and like drug infused death. Sounds scary, too scary to me. Guillotine, just make sure that thing is well greased. WD-40 the hell out of that. All right, sharpen it well. I think I would choose that over pretty much any form of execution if I had to pick.
What type of government ruled Italy during World War II?
Fascist.
A fascist, communist, or democracy? And the answer, fascist. In what year was the Cuban Missile Crisis? Was it in 1959, 62, or 65?
It's got to be 62. It's 59. It's 62.
That was in 1962.
Okay.
What country did General Noriega run in the 1980s? Panama, Sierra Leone, or Cambodia?
It sounds Latin American, so Panama.
And the answer is Panama. What European country temporarily...
What was that map? It's an interesting map.
And the answer is Panama. What European country temporarily moved its seat of government to the New World in 1808? France, Spain, or Portugal?
I'm going to guess Portugal. Final answer.
And that was Portugal.
Somewhere in Brazil.
Montezuma II was an emperor of which empire? The Aztec, Ottoman, or Akkadian?
Aztec. Again, if you use like Mayan and Incan,
And
Aztec.
the answer, the Aztec Empire. Who published his 3 laws about planetary motion in the early 1600s? Copernicus, Kepler, or Newton?
Crap. Copernicus or Kepler? Copernicus. Final answer. It could be Kepler. Copernicus. Final answer.
And that was Kepler.
Damn it.
Who crowned
Dang it.
Napoleon Emperor of France in December 1804? Was that the Pope, his wife, or Napoleon himself?
Napoleon himself.
The answer, he did it himself. Which president of South Africa announced Nelson Mandela's release from prison? Was it Zuma, de Klerk, or Botha?
Okay, I'm going to say de Klerk. Okay, that's going to be my guess. Because I want to say Zuma, actually. I mean, I already said it, but like, I would assume that before a non-white South African was president, I would assume he was already released. And so I want to get rid of Zuma, even though that kind of sounds familiar. I'm going to guess de Klerk. It could be Botha. It could be any of the three. This one sounds familiar, but I would imagine Mandela would have been released before de Klerk. Don't be Zuma.
And it was de Klerk.
Thank you.
Which was the first European nation to reach Japan? Was it France, Spain, or Portugal?
It's got to be Portugal. Portugal, final answer. I'm not positive, but...
And it was Portugal.
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day originated in which European country? In Ireland, Germany, or Belgium?
Is this a trick question? I'm going to say Ireland, but it's got to be Ireland.
And the answer is Ireland.
Okay. If America was on one of the questions, because I think I heard somewhere that, well, obviously I heard wrong, that like America made it a holiday. Obviously, it's St. Patrick, it wasn't from America. But anyways.
Which African leader made a famous pilgrimage to Mecca, showcasing his empire's enormous wealth? Was it Mansa Musa, Shaka Zulu,
Supposedly
or
the
Haile Selassie?
richest person ever, Mansa Musa, but I'm not sure how they know that.
And it was Mansa Musa.
I think one of the reasons why people think he was one of like the richest person of all time is the inflationary effect he had on wherever he went. And I mean, if everywhere you visited in your pilgrimage had some high inflation after you left, you spent a lot of money there or something. But I mean, just because you threw your money everywhere didn't mean you necessarily had the most. So you know.
In which city were the notorious Jack the Ripper murders? In Birmingham, Edinburgh, or London?
In Whitechurch, London, right? London, final answer.
And they were in London. Fiefdoms played a significant role in the social structure of which? Ancient Greece, feudal Europe, or imperial China?
I want to say feudal Europe, but I'm not positive. Feudal Europe.
And the answer is feudal Europe.
Okay.
What did the Luddites protest against? Industrialization, agricultural practices, or artistic movements?
Guys, I'm pausing and I don't, because this is going to be a 33% chance. Because I don't, it sort of sounds familiar, but I don't really know if I've ever even heard this term. The Luddites. Sounds like Ludwig. Did he say a time?
Practices or artistic protest against? In feudal Europe. What did the Luddites protest against? Industrialization.
I understand even if I guess right, I'm pausing and taking a lot of the time. It's going to be a guess. The Luddites. I'm going to cross out this. I'm going to go artistic movements. Final answer.
Agricultural practices or artistic movements. And they protested against industrialization.
Dang it.
Who was the captain of the
matter.
Titanic when it sank?
Ooh.
Archibald Haddock, James Tiberius Kirk, or Edward Smith?
I'm going to go Archibald Haddock. I'm not sure, though. A final answer.
And the answer, Edward Smith.
Dang it. I'm going to get like
Which was known for its extensive road network, including the famous Appian Way, the Persian, Inca, or Roman Empire.
Roman Empire.
And the
Roman
answer,
Empire.
the Roman Empire. In 1494, what did Pope Alexander VI divide between Spain and Portugal? Did he divide Madrid, Europe, or the world?
The world, which is insane.
And he divided the world. What is the period of Napoleon's return to power in 1815 known as? The 100 Days, the Great Return, or the French Revival?
I'm pretty certain it was the 100 Days.
And it's known as the 100 Days. What Lord Chancellor of England was executed for not accepting Henry VIII as the head of the church?
Oh no. There's that movie about this that we saw, like I saw it like 3 times. But but all of these 3 names are familiar. I'm going to say, oh my God. I'm going towards Wolsey and Moore, I'm so torn in between. It's going to be 50-50. If I get it right or wrong, it's going to be Wolseley.
Beckett, Thomas Wolsey, or Sir Thomas More?
More. I'm picking Mort. Thomas More.
The answer, Sir Thomas More.
Woo.
Who was the last of the 5 good emperors? Hadrian,
Aurelius.
Antonius Pius, or Marcus Aurelius?
Marcus Aurelius. Then Commodus came along.
And the answer, Marcus Aurelius. The capital city of the Heian period in Japan is known today as what? Tokyo, Kyoto,
I
or
am
Nagasaki?
almost positive. It's Kyoto. Final answer, Kyoto.
And the answer, Kyoto. Which European architectural style featuring pointed arches and ribbed vaults emerged during the Middle Ages? Baroque, Renaissance, or Gothic?
Gothic. Final answer.
And the answer is Gothic. How many ships did Ferdinand Magellan set off with on his trip around the world? 1, 5, or 9?
I would have guessed 2. It wasn't 1.
And I know that's not how you say his name in Portuguese or American,
5.
but that's the British way.
5.
The correct answer is 5.
Okay. If 2 was an option, I would have said 2 right away, because I know that when they were traversing what are now the Straits of Magellan in southern Patagonia, southern Argentina, Chile area, that they kind of got separated a bit, and there was a lot of tension between both boats, and one just ended up going back or something like that. So I'm glad 2 wasn't an option, because I would have picked it.
Known for his antisepsis system, who was the pioneer of antiseptic surgery? Joseph Lister, Louis Pasteur, or Alexander Fleming?
I'm going to say Pasteur, pasteurization. Louis Pasteur, final answer.
The answer, Joseph Lister.
Dang it.
Which war was also called the Great War?
Oh, World War
War
One.
II.
Everyone knows that. That doesn't deserve not fast
And
forwarding.
the answer is World War One. Who was the captain of the HMS Bounty during its infamous mutiny? Was it James Cook, Francis Drake, or William Bligh?
William Bligh. William Bligh. I've seen the movies, several iterations. William Bligh. It's not
And
these
it was
Bligh.
William Bligh.
James Cook was prior expeditions. I think William Bligh might have been on it with it. Francis Drake, I was positive. William Bligh. I love the both versions. I love the what's his name? He's in the Godfather. You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding. What's his name? Brilliant actor. And then you have the one with the one Hannibal Lecter and Braveheart. How am I forgetting their names? But great movies made on this.
Ever colonized the Philippines, Spain, the United States,
the Netherlands.
or Netherlands?
Final answer. Netherlands.
And the answer, Netherlands. Which pope moved his headquarters from Rome to France? Was it Clement V, Leo X, or Paul IV?
I'm gonna say Clement V, but it's a guess.
It was Clement V.
Okay.
Which of these was not one of Christopher Columbus's ships?
Santa Fe.
The Santa Maria, Santa.
This is like the first ever history class you have in the USA as a kid, at least when I grew up in like the early 2000s, late 90s, and these is like this'll be on the quiz. And it's the Pinta, the Nina, and the Santa Maria.
The Fe or Pinta?
The Santa Fe.
The answer, the Santa Fe. Who was China's first and only female emperor?
Wang Ji just
Wang
sounds
Yi,
right.
Yang Yi, or Wu Zetian?
Zetian sounds kind of right. Wang Yi, I'm going. Wang Yi just sounds right.
And it was Wu Zetian.
Dang it. Two more
Who was
questions.
Temujin
3 more.
better known as?
Oh.
Ivan the Terrible, the Dalai Lama, or Genghis Khan?
Genghis Khan. Final answer.
And the answer, Genghis Khan. In the 1850s, what was discovered that brought people to Australia from all over the world? Gold, oil, or diamonds?
Is it going to be gold or diamonds? I'm going to say gold.
And the answer is gold. Who was the founder of the Ottoman Empire? Selim the First, Osman the First, or Sargon the
I think
Great?
it's one or two. Not Sargon. Osman the First, I'm going to go. Final answer.
And it was Osman the First. Okay, so how did you do?
I'm not sure. I think I got more than 10 wrong, for sure. That was 100 questions. I really hope I didn't get more than... I definitely got more than 50. Right? But I want to say I probably got in the 80 to 90 correct range. Could have... I don't think I got more than 20 wrong.
If you'd like to share your score, drop it in the comments down below. If you'd like to play some more history quizzes, here's a playlist for you here. If you'd like to try a mixed quiz, something different, here's a quiz for you over on my second channel. I'll hopefully see you on one of those soon. Thanks for watching.
That was great. Love you all. Hope you're all doing well. Would love to see how you did. Was there stuff that I just should have gotten? There were a few I got really pissed that I got wrong. Love you all. Hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye.